I spent a couple of years being really not happy where I was and not feeling like it was a good fit and crying on Sunday night, like, oh my God, I can't do this again. We were awarded $20 million, no match, to build a community center for this town. I made really good money. I've always carried the insurance for my family. This was not just, oh, another job. Like, it was huge.
Ever been in a job where Sunday night brings you to literal tears, dreading to go to work on Monday? You are definitely not alone. Shanna Adams was right there with you, but she was making the money. She was holding the insurance for her family. How could she possibly leave? But then she did it anyway, and less than 2 years later is on track to hit $150K in revenue this year. And in her first year, she won a $20 million grant to build a community center in her own community. If you're scared to jump out of soul-sucking work and into soul-giving work, this is the interview I've been dying for you to watch. Meet Shanna.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I know it's been almost 2 years. What drew you to actually join the collective?
I just wasn't feeling like I was a good fit where I was anymore. I'm a civil engineer and have been for 24 years. I'd always done a little bit of grant writing for my clients anyway. Someone on LinkedIn, like a friend of a friend, I reached out to her and then she said, have you ever heard of this? Learn grant writing. She said, maybe it's something that you might want to do just on the side or whatever. Check it out.
And here we are. That's so exciting. When you joined, what was your definition of success?
I wouldn't say I had any preconceived notions about where it would go or how much it would change my career. I'm kind of a lifelong learner anyway. Like, I always want to be expanding my skill set. I want to taking classes, doing whatever. So I thought, well, this is just another thing like that. Keep me busy, learn something new. Who knows where it'll go. In terms of success, I mean, gaining a new skill is success. I earned back my initial investment pretty quickly, just from a straight up financial place. Really fast. I was like, okay, there's so much value here.
What did you end your first year with revenue-wise?
Close to like 70,000.
Awesome. Incredible. And were you doing that full-time or part-time?
I quit my job. That was the big jump off the cliff part.
Yeah.
My first full year of being like out on my own, I worked part-time. After 21 years of mostly being in a very, very high pressure career, I didn't want it to feel like the thing I just left.
What did you do to balance this new pivot, finding clients, making money, with the fact that, yeah, now you needed to account for some soul care and take care of yourself?
I really had an intentional timeline. I said I was going to give myself a year. It was a big deal and very scary. I've always carried the insurance for my family. I mean, I made really good money. I had really good stock options. This was not just, oh, another job. Like, it was huge. So we kind of had a plan. We had a little bit of money that we kind of set aside to even out those ups and downs too. That also took a little of that pressure off. And then also just awareness. Nobody put a gun to my head to work as hard as I did before. I spent a couple of years being really not happy where I was and not feeling like it was a good fit and crying on Sunday night, like, oh my God, I can't do this again. It's very easy to just create that same situation for yourself under new circumstances. So just kind of being aware of that. And when it started to feel that way, be like, no, I'm in charge now, right? Like, I'm not going to do this to myself, and just kind of back off a little bit, I guess.
Thank you for painting the picture of the leap. I think often we either glamorize the leap or we stay afraid of the leap. Very rarely do we paint the picture of how scary the leap can be and that there is this other side of it. I can even just hear it in your voice a little bit too, like, oh gosh, how many things that we did and talked about, how many sleepless nights you had of like making the plan the plan.
It was really terrifying. And I think it is for a lot of people, and it keeps people stuck. One thing I'll say that I loved about the program, and this is so, the way it's kind of unlocked, like, hey, you got to go make $3,000. And then we're going to unlock these next. My kids that are teenagers now, like when they were toddlers and we give them like stickers for potty training, I'm like, this is not going to work. They're not going to do this for a sticker. Oh, yes, they are. And you know what I would do for $3,000 to unlock the next? I went and made $3,000 like that. I was like, oh, okay, I think I know this person that I think they would want to hire me. I'll just go talk to them. You know, like that little push to take action instead of just thinking about it and planning, which is not actually doing. Like, that was amazing.
What are you most proud of?
I'm really happy that it is working out. But the thing that took the bravery was taking the leap. I'm super proud of doing that.
I love that. What is the trajectory of 2025 looking like?
It definitely ebbs and flows. Of course, this work is so deadline driven, but probably a doubling of revenue in 1 year, which is like unreal.
And you had the power to do that. It's so different. Yes, you made a lot of money in your old career, but this is like your money. It just feels different, doesn't it?
It's totally different. I own all of it, right? I own all the failures too. I own all the clients I've talked to that didn't come through, and there have been lots. Kind of own it all from the beginning to the end. So that feels different.
That's really beautiful. What kind of work are you doing?
As a civil engineer, most of my work has to do with infrastructure, right? So water, wastewater, bridges. It wasn't really until the last 3 to 5 years that we saw those big federal spending bills. ARPA, the IIJA. I'm in Montana. I'm in a rural community, especially small clients. Clients in small communities are not out there getting like those large federal dollars. So I felt there was a hole there.
Let's talk about 2 of the specific projects you're working on. 1, the community center, and then 2, maybe one of the things that has surprised you.
I've done a lot of work here. I saw this EPA community change grant that came out. This was a one-time opportunity. They had planned to do 150 $20 million grants. Went to the local government. They pulled in a partner, and together we built a team that put together a grant application. It was $25,000 just to write the grant.
Oh my God.
So this is a heavy lift. This is a large federal grant, but we pulled it together, and then we just waited 9 months or something. And we just got the announcement towards the end of last year. We were awarded $20 million, no match, to build a community center for this town.
I'm so thrilled. My partner is a Parks and Rec guy, and he got to work at a brand new facility in tiny town, Wyoming. I've seen firsthand what an impact having a space to go in the freezing cold does for families and for community. It is life-changing for your community.
Another amazing thing that has come on the tail of that, there's a foundation that has stepped up and pledged another $15 million. That we never would have got if we didn't get the 20 million. We're super excited. And now I'm part of the team that's actually going to build this thing.
This is thrilling. Congratulations. It's huge.
Thank you.
Rapid fire questions. What is your favorite way to self-care or soul care?
I will often get up like a half an hour earlier than my family and get in a hot bath and read my book. I guess that's one thing I do.
What is your favorite way to celebrate?
I do like to go shopping. Or maybe schedule like massage.
I'm sure your family feels ownership in this too. Like I know I would if I watched my mom cry for every Sunday for 2 years about going back to work. And now to see you light up like this, like I have no doubt that your family is celebrating right alongside of you.
It's been really nice. My kids are teenagers. You think like, oh, once they get to be that age, they don't need you anymore or something. Just the amount of hours I drive them around to their activities and I pick them up from school and all that stuff. But it's all on my schedule. It's all I decide now. They definitely see more of me. It's been really good.
They just need you in a different way, right? Mm-hmm. What is your superpower?
I would say my superpower is getting other people to see a vision. Even the community center, that was years of working with people in the community and getting them to think bigger and to see bigger possibilities. Having a vision for this place is amazing and it could be a little bit better. And getting people to see that vision.
And a really needed skill. I think translation powers are really needed and positive in the world today. So thank you. I am so grateful for your vulnerability and the amount of transparency that you've allowed us to peek into of the before the action takes place. It's just beautiful to be walked through like what actually makes the thing that we're all hoping happens actually happen. So thank you.
Yeah, you bet.